Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Regroup podcast. My name is Kanye Bell, and I'm your host for today's episode. And let me tell y'all, I know I promised y'all this episode like a few weeks ago and a few months ago, actually, like before 2025 happened, but 2025 happened, and a lot has happened since then. And that's what I want this podcast to be for. I remember telling you guys that I didn't really know or understand what I wanted the podcast to be for, and some recent events just like enlightened me to like not try to be like everybody else, right? And I finally figured out what I want this podcast to be. So we'll talk about that today. We're also going to talk about like I'm just going to give y'all a little update. That's it. Just like the last one. I also created a YouTube page for the podcast. So if you're not following that yet, please go follow, like, and watch this episode. And yeah, just sit back, relax, and let's regroup. I'm going to take these off because this is doing better now. As you can see, I have a different setup, and I'm in a new house. I moved. I think I told y'all this months ago, but it doesn't... like, it's been a roller coaster of a week. I'm comfortable this Sunday. I was like, I'm recording today. I'm not going to church today. I skipped church. I had worship by myself. I tuned in to some online churches worship, and I was like, we're going to get this done today because I've been procrastinating literally everything. It's not even funny. Like, let me tell y'all, this week has been a week. Like, you think this week was from the pits of, and it was, because it was a hard week. So let's start like the weekend before, right? The weekend before was a dream. Well, the week before was a dream. It was easy, it was smooth, and like everything was just like a movie. This week was not so great. Let me just start from the beginning. So the weekend before this week was like a smooth weekend. Like church went smooth, which it usually does for me, but I usually like try to help where I can, like anywhere. Basically, maybe, like if anyone needs it. But the weekend before this week went smooth. My mom and dad had their best friend from their hometown and their family, and I went over there for lunch Sunday afternoon, and we hung out all day. We watched Moana 2, which is a great movie, but I'm mad that they didn't put I can't even say it. Lin-Manuel Miranda in there. I hope I'm saying that right. On the soundtrack. But hey, I'm not the person in charge of that. But anyway, we had lunch, we watched Moana 2, and then we had our discipleship class for the kids, for youth, at Discover Life Church, because that's where I go, here in Camp Girardeau, Missouri. I just had to plug that in there. And it was amazing. The kids came ready. We, most likely, on nights like that, we try to tune more into the Holy Spirit. And what our youth pastor has us do is we take like 15 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes to just like, so basically he picks a person, say like Billy Bob, let's take 15 minutes to see what the Lord is saying, or like a word, what the Lord is giving you for Billy Bob. And we just sit there and we worship and we pray, and then after that 15 second or 15 minute, not 15 minute, 15 second or like 5 minute mark, we come back together and people share like words or like visions or like just anything. And I think it's an amazing experience for kids, because kids need to experience that more than ever. We need to start practicing that more than ever. Now in this day and age. But yeah, it was an amazing Sunday. Then Monday hit. Let me tell you. Monday morning was great. I had literally no complaints Monday morning. I woke up a little bit late, but it was okay. Well, it wasn't that okay. But I woke up a little bit late. Not too late. I just like didn't really get to do my whole morning routine. So I was kind of already in the mood. And then I got there and the mood went away because everybody was like smiling and happy and the kids were smiling and happy. And whew, let me tell you, Monday night, Monday night was one of the hardest days. I don't even know if I could share it. I should have asked if I could share it, but we had some medical things going on with 3 individuals, and the enemy just tried to attack that ministry that night. Can I say that? Can I say that? The enemy was trying to attack our young adults ministry. I also served in that too. And it was just like, we had an amazing night. Like, worship was good. The message was good. It was short, but it was good. We had baptisms. We had 2 people get baptized. One of the guys, his name is Jason. He shared his testimony and like what made him decide to finally get baptized, which sounds wrong. It sounds wrong when I say like finally get baptized. No, what like his decision. What influenced his decision on getting baptized? And it was an amazing night till about 8:59. We had some medical things go on, and I got really emotional. Well, I got emotional and really upset because Mondays are like one of the hardest days for me. I am like super tired. Like, I work all day because I'm at the church all day. I work at the daycare in the church, and on Mondays and on Wednesdays, or like any days we have services, I usually stay and set up what I need to set up because I also do that too. And I was just like drained. I was setting up the stuff and I said to myself, I was like, just try to interact with people as much as you can. Please don't make that face. We all have that face that we make when we're tired or when we're upset or when we're just agitated. I was all 3. Like, I really wanted to go home. Wednesday too. Like, I really wanted to go home. But I'm glad I didn't because it was an amazing night and I learned more about Jason through his baptism. Sometimes it feels like I was telling someone this. Sometimes it feels like I can't relate to the young adults because all they talk about is like their jobs or their amazing life or like just, I don't know, like how much money they're making. Not really, but like sometimes it feels like that. And I'm like, I'm boring. Like, I have nothing interesting going on, especially since I wasn't doing anything that I was supposed to be doing. And I was just like, what am I going to talk about with these people? They have these amazing things going on. Like, one is a realtor, I think. Another one works for a slide company. He goes and fixes water slides. That's the dryer and the washer going off. I'm also doing house stuff. But what is it? There's a few more. One works at like an amazing coffee shop. The other one gets to basically do whatever he wants or whatever they want when they want because they don't work, which sounds bad, but they do work. It's just like they still have time to do whatever they want. I'm like, I'm over here. I'm finally getting this podcast episode up and I'm finally doing all my social media stuff and finally setting like my calendar for this year because it was hard transitioning, but that's another thing we're going to talk about later on. But anyway, and I was like, well, I got home. No. Okay. Well, then I was like, okay, if I can like bond with these pastors as quick as I do, I literally, every pastor I know that doesn't know me from like when I was young, I've bonded with them through their kids, which sounds weird. But like, I meet the kids first and then I meet the people. Like, it's weird. I know it's a weird thing, but, and I was just like, I don't have nothing in common with these folks. What am I doing here? I wouldn't say sometimes I feel like I don't belong. I definitely belong in the young adults ministry, but sometimes it feels like I'm more fixed on like what I don't have in common with the other young adults, instead of like what I do have in common with them, what we could talk about, what I could learn from them, what they could learn from me. And I don't know. I just feel like one of my goals with being back in the young adults ministry is to like be more, be like hang out with the young, like actually hang out with the young adults, which sounds terrible. It sounds like I just don't hang out with them at all. But like, because when I first came back, I didn't really know anybody, and it was hard and it was challenging. I had to meet like 100 new people in one night, and most of them thought I was like annoying. Most of them already knew me because they were like, "Oh, you're serving youth," and they're like, most of them thought I was annoying. If we're being honest, if you're watching this, you know who you are. But that's basically what I've been up to. I totally lost base on what I was talking about. This is why we make a script. Oh, okay. So that was Monday, right? Monday night, medical issues. I got super upset because one of my friends was just, everything was just everywhere. It was a powerful and yet the enemy tried to attack and failed night. like it was a crazy night. Tuesday comes around. Work goes perfectly fine. Again, it's just Tuesday night that got on my nerve. Because I came home. I don't think there was anybody here. I came home. I set up the podcast episode. I kept saying the wrong stuff. I had a script ready to go. I had everything ready to go. And I was just like, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I also recorded a cover of Build My Life by House Fires. I think that's the track that I used, and that came out wrong. Well, it didn't come out, it just didn't sound great to me. I was comparing myself to other people, I was comparing myself to like Chandler Moore, Lizzie Morgan. I was like, how do I get their essence, how do I get their feel? And I had to realize, I'm not them. My voice is unique in its own way, and it's up to me to find out what my sound is, what my style is, and what my uniqueness is, or what my essence is. And I just spent the whole week like comparing myself to all these different people and trying to figure out like what it is I'm trying to do here with this podcast, with my music, with just like everything else. And I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stop. I was talking to someone and I was like, I don't think I should be serving in the youth ministry. I don't think I should be serving in the young adults ministry. I don't think I should be doing anything. I don't think I should be writing music. I don't think I should be singing at all. I was ready to just like give up. And it was a tangible moment. I had to realign myself. Not realign, but I had to realize, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? I had to like think, and I had to realize, and I had to pray. I had to ask God. I'm like, okay, am I supposed to be the dryer? The dryer's gonna go off. Am I supposed to be doing this? Is this my calling? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? Because you have blessed me with so many talents and so many gifts. And there's so much out there for like a young person like me right now. And I just don't know what to do. Like I had to sit down and pray, and I had to sit down and ask God, like, what is it I should be doing right now? Like, again, God has given me so many gifts and so many talents. It's crazy. Like, it's not even funny. And some of those talents I'm like still figuring out. Like I figured out I could what did I do last week? Oh, no, a few years ago, well, not a few years ago. Actually, yes, a few years ago, I think not freshman year. Nope, sophomore year, I figured out I was a good swimmer. Who knew? Who knew? But I have weird feet, so it's like, don't look at my feet. So it's like, I don't know. I love swimming, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it professionally. But Tuesday night, I came here, tried to record the podcast episode. I know I'm repeating myself. This is exactly what I did right here. And I was ready to quit. So Wednesday comes along. I stayed up too late on Tuesday night. Listen, I am a professional night owl. I will stay up till the crack of dawn. And then I will go to sleep and wake up the next morning, have enough energy to do what I need to do in the next day. And that's exactly what I did. I think I stayed up till about like 3 a.m. and I had to wake up at like 5, I think, or 6. It takes me a long time to get ready. And I woke up Wednesday morning and I was just tired, like exhausted. And let me tell you, I never, ever had felt that way in a week before. Like, I've never felt like so exhausted to where I was ready to call out of work. And I can't do that. Like, I'm not the type of person to do that, call out of work because I'm just because I'm exhausted. Like, no. Some people say like they go to work for themselves, but I say now with working with kids, I go to work for the kids. Because they do look up to me and the kids love me. Like every morning I walk in, the kids are like, Mr. Kanye! Or they're like, one of them calls me Mr. Tanya, and it's so cute. I'm like, it's so cute. And that fills my heart every morning. That is what keeps me going, basically. So, and I try not to go into work. I'm sorry. I'm going off on tangents here. I try not to go into work with an attitude because one, daycares are pretty hard anyway with the percentage of like daycare teachers being down, people not really wanting to work for minimum wage, and minimum wage not going up in daycares. Not many people see, besides like college students who need a part-time job, not many people see the reason in working in a daycare because it doesn't pay well. This is not me saying this. This is like the research I've done when people told me about like how much daycares make, or when they told me, like we had a conversation at front desk. The pay isn't good. The stress isn't worth, or the stress is not equal enough to the pay, basically. And I was just like, wow, I didn't know like daycare teachers or daycare staff actually go through this. Like there are days where we are literally struggling and no one notices. And it's crazy because you think like I used to help, or I used to go with a couple to do stuff during the day, and with a really nice couple before they moved. And when I had days off, I would go with them and help them. They did interior decorating, and well, the wife did interior decorating and the husband did renovation. So when they were here, I went and worked for them on my off days because let's be honest, men, you should never have an off day. I am so sorry. If you are trying to take care of yourself and your family, basically, well, hold on, let me say it like this. Me, as a young man who doesn't have a career path or doesn't know what he wants to do, there should be no days off. I should be always doing something. I should always be posting something. I should always be working, finding ways to make more money. Men, we should always be, and women, basically. So men and women, we should always be investing in ourselves. It's okay to take a break every now and again. But me, I know I joke around and say like, oh, I'm tired. I'm taking this day off. I'm doing this. But literally there are no days off. for me. Like I'm always doing research or I'm always doing something. It's like I said, it's like investing into yourself. Always invest into yourself before you invest into others. Wow, that was deep. Where did that come from? I try to invest into myself. Well, I'm trying to more now, but again, that's another thing for another time. I keep going off on tangents. This thing is gonna be long. I'm pretty sure y'all don't want to hear me talk. But anyway, so that was Wednesday. Then Wednesday night we get to church. Again, medical things happen. Um, and this time I was there for that friend because, like I said, that Monday I was not there. I was literally like sitting there trying to keep myself awake and just scrolling on Zillow, looking at houses in Tennessee. That's another thing too. But I was there for that friend. Her mom was there, and I just sat there and prayed. Let me tell you, Wednesday was a night I had to come back and act like everything. Well, not act like everything was fine, but Wednesday was a realignment night for me. After my friend was okay and back into the service with her mom, and her mom was standing by her. She waited a few seconds just to make sure she was okay, and then she went up and she got prayed over. And like I said, our youth ministry is deep. I don't know how to say it. We like exercising the Holy Spirit more than having a normal service where we just sit down and they have a sermon and blah, 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 blah. Like, I can't remember the last time we spent the night with an actual, like, sermon. Like, the basic schedule of a Wednesday night for us is hangout time, kids arrive. Well, actually, I set up our junior high service because we also have a junior high service on Wednesdays, but most of the time it's already set up. But we also have staff lunch. Well, I'm not on staff, but they also have like staff meetings, staff lunch on Tuesdays. So, and then one of the pastors, she has her life group on Wednesdays at noon. And in between, on my break, before I go, like, I have a break from like 1 to 2 or 1 or like, 1:15 to whatever. And I go over there and I set up. And then from almost 6 to like 6:30, we have our leader meeting. We go over new announcements. We go over what the night is going to look like, what the night should look like. And then after that, we all break. We go hang out with the students. We go to our stations or positions, or I didn't want to really say that because we have a volunteer team that does like the cafe. We have a cafe where we serve snacks, where we serve special things. We're starting to bring all that back because we used to do like milkshakes. We used to do like bars, taco bars, all that. This past week we did a cereal bar. Everybody loved it. But that's what a typical Wednesday looks like. And that Wednesday was not a typical Wednesday. Or I missed something. Let's see. I'm gonna have to, I don't know. I might have to. I'm just excited to finally get this done. Anyway, what was I trying to say? I lost my train of thought. This is why I don't want to do this by myself. Like, I need a guest. I'm just kidding. But a typical Wednesday is from 6 to 6:30, we have our leader meeting. And then from 6:30 to 7 until service starts, we all do like our jobs, our assigned jobs or our assigned stations. And then from then on, we go into service. Worship starts. Our worship team has exploded over the years, let me tell you. They do such an amazing job. It's not even funny. Like, they blow it out of the water. Every time, no matter what happens. And then we started doing where we have prayer requests. So people text our youth pastor or let our youth pastor know like they have prayer requests. So we have students come in, they stand in place if the person can't make it, or if the person is like a person out of town, or just basically like prayer requests. And then we have a youth student stand in for that prayer request if it's a person. And we take, I don't even know how long, because I'm in the junior high service, and we try to do our own thing, but sometimes it's the same thing and it lands on the same thing, which is great. I'm not complaining about it. I love it. But the students stand in and we all pray together, and the worship team goes in. It's just like a tangible experience. I wish more students would just be able to come and experience our youth group. I'm talking very highly of our youth group, but it's just a really good experience for the kids, because it's teaching them how to like lean more into the Holy Spirit, like I said before, and they're exercising their power to pray, and they're exercising their power to pray out loud. Like most of the kids a year ago, they did not pray out loud. Sometimes it would be mostly the leaders praying out loud than the kids. I hand it to you. Some of the kids were already like there. They were already like on point. But compared from like a year or two ago to now, almost every kid in the building is praying. Almost every youth student in the building is praying in tongues, praying out loud, has their prayer language, or, basically. And it's amazing. It's amazing to see what God can do in one night. Like, I think last year, I would have to text my youth pastor and get the number. But last year we saw close to, I think it was 100 healings, maybe. I think so. I'm not sure. We keep track, but I'm not sure. Is it 100? I think it was 100. Anyways, yeah, last year we saw over I think 100 healings, and that was most of them. Some of them were outside of our church. Some of them were when we went to youth camp, or when we went to revival services, like when we go to the ramp in Hamilton, Alabama. And it's just like, I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing it. It makes my heart happy. And it's just like, the kids are phenomenal. Like sometimes we don't even have to say anything. The Lord leads them to do. Sometimes it's not even planned. I don't want to say it's always planned, but the prayer requests, they're planned. They're like a usual thing. But sometimes the Lord just shows up. I know, I'm joking. Or my throat is dry. Sometimes the Lord just shows up in a tangible way, and he works his wonderful miracle power. I don't know how else to explain it. That's what a typical Wednesday looks like, and that's what a spontaneous Wednesday looks like. Again, I really wanted to go home, but someone encouraged me to stay. Her name is Hannah Ratterman. She encouraged me to stay because we also had new merch, which I'm waiting on her to send me the link to because I want a sweatshirt. But that's what a typical Wednesday looks like. Thursday, one of the hardest days. I was so tired and I was so upset on Wednesday night. Oh my gosh. No, because if I think about it, I'm gonna get mad now. I'm gonna get so mad. I was so tired. I was just like, again, even though I had, so here's one thing I left out. I left out a key thing, and I was gonna wait, but I don't think I should. I left out a key thing. Wednesday, after she went in and after we got done praying, my eyes were like bawling. I was crying. I had to go in the bathroom and I had to like reassess myself, and that's when I just had to like stop, breathe, and pray. I'm gonna turn that into a shirt. Stop, breathe, and pray. Because that week was an out of body experience. And I felt like I was being attacked multiple times by the enemy. Like the enemy was just telling me I wasn't good enough for anything. Like I said, the enemy was telling me I wasn't good enough to be in the youth ministry. The enemy was telling me I wasn't good enough to be in the young adult ministry. And the enemy told me like I wasn't good enough to do anything. And I was ready to walk away from everything I had going on or I have going on. And when I was in that bathroom, that's a walkie-talkie. I don't know why it's here. Yeah. It's gonna go off. Anyway, I went in the bathroom. I had to stop, breathe, and pray. And I was like, Lord, oh my gosh. Are you serious? I'm gonna do this now? Anyways, I had to just like reassess myself. And I had to say, Lord, I know you have a plan and I know you have a destiny for me, but I don't see it right now. I don't see it. The enemy is telling me I'm not good enough. And I feel like I'm not good enough. And I feel like I haven't been good enough. I feel like I haven't been what you need me to be. And then the Lord stopped me again. And he said, shh. He said, Kanye, you are good enough. I wouldn't have given you everything you have today if I felt like you weren't good enough. I would never tell you you're not good enough because you will always be good enough for me, son. And that's when I had to, like, basically, I had to restart the prayer. And I was like, Dear Heavenly Father, you have shown me so many things, and you have given me so much life and so much joy and so much love in my life. You have given me so many people that just want to see me grow and become a wonderful young man of Christ. And I thank you for that. And though I might not know the plan you have for me, I know you know the plan you have for me, right? And I was in the bathroom. I made sure which bathroom to go to because we have like a normal bathroom and then we have a family bathroom. I went in the family bathroom. The family bathroom only has one toilet and it has a shower and blah 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 blah. And I was in there, I was close to crying, and I got on my knees and I started just praying to the Lord. And I was like, thank you for everything I was like, thank you for everything you've given me. I would cry just thinking about it. Like I said, I did not want to break down in front of all the kids because it was time to start church and I didn't want anyone to worry about me. So I went in the bathroom, I prayed, and I just asked the Lord just to like I don't know. I don't know what I felt in that moment. I guess I felt like the Lord had stretched out his hand and he was like, son, you're okay. You're doing what you're meant to do. Like, I've placed you here for a reason. Just because you don't see the vision doesn't mean the vision isn't there. It was like, oh, okay. I was on the floor and I was crying. And I was just like, okay, Lord, I'm going to start listening to you and I'm going to start. Well, yeah, that's what I said. I'm going to start listening to you and I'm going to start looking at life more is coherent the word for it? Coherently? Basically, I'm gonna start looking at life like you look at life, which is like full of joy and full of light. Instead of just focusing on what I don't have, focus on what I do have and focus on what I can do now to not just better myself, but better my relationship with Jesus. And it was just a tangible moment. And I said, Amen. And I walked out that bathroom. I took my glasses off and I wiped those tears, let me tell you. And I walked back in there, happy as ever. I don't remember what we talked about, like at all. But I know it was something good. Like, those are the type of nights that youth ministries don't get to experience more than they should. Because some youth pastors are more focused on having a schedule and numbers and all that. And it's just like, let the Lord guide you. Let God take the way. I mean, I don't know. It was an experience. And after I got done, my youth pastor's best friend, he sent me a word of encouragement. I wish I could read it, but I can't. But basically, it was talking about feelings and how I was feeling during the week. And it was like, the text said, don't let your feelings get in the way of what God has going on for you, basically. And then I started crying. I started crying again Friday morning. Or no, Friday afternoon is when I fully read it. And I started crying again. And I was like, man, I messed up today at work. I messed up today in what I needed to do. Or no, not Friday. Thursday was the day. Thursday morning when he sent me the word of encouragement. Thursday was a rough day. I messed up at work, like really bad. Like really bad. I was so tired and I was so upset and I was so mad about like how the week was going. I was still kind of upset after Wednesday. And then he sent me that word of encouragement about like not letting your feelings get in the way of what the Lord is going to do in your life and with you. And it really, when I got home, it really changed my perspective. And Friday morning, I woke up. I was like, okay, how can I make this day better than yesterday? Because yesterday I felt like I failed. I did fail. I'm not going to say I felt like I failed. I did fail epically. I failed epically. And I still need to apologize for that. Nothing major, but Thursday was just a day. It was one of those days. It was just one of those days. Friday I woke up, ready to go. I had an energy drink. I had an Alani. I have one right here. So Alani, if you want to sponsor, please go ahead. I'm gonna actually open this real quick. Hold on. Oh, you hear that? Oh, that's so smooth. I'm so sorry for that walkie-talkie in the background, but getting up and fixing it requires me leaving the podcast, and I don't really want to edit all that. Like, this is all unedited footage. So, but yeah, that's how my last week went. And then Saturday, me and my roommate did some stuff, and it was a good day. It really was a good day. He went and got fitted for a suit at Garber's, which is a really, really expensive place to go get suits. I think I got 2 or 3 suits from there. Let me tell you, I bought those suits for $400. I only wore them, I think, about 3 times out of that year. They were tailored fit. The shirt was tailored fit. I sold them for about like $350 each. Because, like I said, it's so expensive. Like, if I went and got a suit right now and wore it, I probably wouldn't wear it again. because I don't go many places to wear suits like that. Like, I'm not like a get dressed up all the way type of guy every day. But my style is minimal and old money, and they get dressed up. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think I could wear a suit every day. I'm so sorry to people that wear suits every day. I'm not a businessman yet. Why would I wear a suit? But anyway, um, so here we are today, where I don't know how I feel. I'm gonna try to go into the week with an open heart and an open mind. I think it'll be, yep, Tuesday will be the start of April, and we'll see what April has to offer. Um, I really want to challenge you guys to just don't look at life like a problem. Live life to the fullest. What I mean by that is don't be focused on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have and focus on what you can do with it. Like me with this podcast, the actual reason why I haven't did another episode till now is because I thought this equipment right here wasn't going to be good enough. I thought this setup right here wasn't going to be good enough. I thought just me filming on my camera and using GarageBand. Oh no! It cut out. It stopped. Oh well. It is fine. I won't do it. So I just held this and recorded in this for no reason. That's terrible. Anyways, yeah, don't go through life looking at the glass half empty. More like look at the glass half full, basically. Um, because you don't know what the day can offer. And if you look at life with the perspective of like, well, I can't do this, I don't have this, or why hasn't God given me this? Why haven't God given me this? It's all due time, let me tell you. It's all on God's timing. I had to learn that recently. Whew. And that was another thing that made me upset, but I'm not going to get too deep into it. I had to learn that recently, and it was hard to accept the fact that it's all on God's timing and it's all up to God, because I tried to lean onto my own understanding and tried to do things myself and rush, and I ended up feeling like I'm not meant to do this. So what I want you guys to take away from today's episode is do what you can. Literally. You are good enough. God accepts you for who you are, and God does have a plan on your life, and God does know what he's going to do with you. But you need to know if you're going to let God use you for his doing and for his work. Because there's no better life than with God. Because a life without God is a life without Wi-Fi. No, seriously. A life without God is a life not... I don't want to say that because I'm going to go ahead and say it. For me, a life without God is a life not worth living. I don't think I could live without God by my side. He's always there. Like right now. He's watching me right now film this podcast. But that's it. I don't know. Encourage yourself. Invest into yourself. Because that is the best thing you could do. Honestly. Don't be too focused on what other people think. That's one of my problems. I focus too much on what other people think instead of like what I think and what is best for me. I ask other people like what they think is best for me. Don't do that. Because their opinion might just be their opinion. And sometimes their opinion can turn into the way you think. Like in the Bible, it says, as iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another with influence. I think I said that right. Yeah, so do what you can. Try to be your best. Try to be the best version of yourself. And yeah, I mean, don't ever just look at life and just be like, I can't do this, or I don't have this. Try to look at life as like, I do have this, so what can I do with it? What can I do to improve myself? What can I do to improve people around me? What can I do to improve my relationship with God? Which I will talk about here soon. I just don't know when. But yeah, that's what I want you guys to take away from this podcast episode. Low key, I might have to re-record this because I've been holding this thing and it went out like an hour ago. So like it stopped recording. But anyway, well, like I said, I have to figure this out. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in into this episode. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe, and comment what you took away from today's episode. Let me know what you took away from today's episode. Please follow the Instagram. I'm working on getting a TikTok up. It's just a lot. I don't know what I was getting myself into, but I'm glad I got into it. But thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all do not know how much this means to me. This is just, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. And I'm finally doing it. I wouldn't say it's like a dream of mine, but I just happened to stumble upon it, and now it's like, this is what I'm doing now. So, thank you guys for just allowing me to share a piece of myself with you, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys for tuning in.